Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do an example of how to write the equation of your line. So you guys have to figure out how to draw your line. I'm just making this. I have a nice tool, but I drew my line. So now my next step is to find points that I can use to find the slope. So here's a good point. I know that's not one of my scatter plot points, but it crosses the crosshairs and I can measure it real easy. Okay, now I'm going to find another one somewhere. I think here's a pretty good one. And there's a pretty good one. Okay, and here's a pretty good one. I got a whole bunch of good points on there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use these two right here. So I'm going to go here, make this triangle, and here. And I'm going to count my boxes. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. But now this is going 100 at a time, so it's going to be -600. That's my rise. And then my number of years, I'm going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So my slope is -600 over 21. And if I use a calculator, 600 divided by 21 is -28.57. So that's my slope, okay? Now, I have to find the coordinates of one of these points. Well, I'm going to use this one right here because it's real close. So it's only over 2, so that's 2 comma. And then if I look at my 11, 12, 1300, correct? Because each line is 100, and so there's 1,000, 11, 12, 13. So this point is 2, 1300. Okay? So now what I do is I go and I plug into this formula right here. And I'm going to have y minus 1300 is -28.57, and then x minus 2, because this is my point, 2, 1300, right? Wasn't that 2, 1300? And there's my slope, which I brought down here, right? So now I just have to distribute this 2857 through there. So I'm going to rewrite this. Then I got 28.57x for this one, and then I got to do this. So that's going to be a positive. Negative times negative is positive. And times 2 is going to be 57.14. So now my last piece is add 1300 to get y by itself. I don't want that there. So y is -28.57x plus 1357.14. Now I'm going to check this. Check my y-intercept. That's supposed to be 1357. So I'm going to go back up here and look at this. I'm going to erase some of this. And if I look carefully, that's 1300 right there. That's 1400. Am I crossing it about 1357? It sure looks like it. It's pretty close if it's not. So that's a pretty good deal there. And then if I was to do my prediction for 2070, I started in 1995. So that's 75 years. So I would just plug in 75 into here for x, and then figure out what this is, and that tells me what I'm going to have in 2070. And there you have it.